Hear myself. We're up to 20 seconds, and I still don't see any word on YouTube that anything has happened. So once we see that it's all going and working, we can get back to work on our fine. No, we don't really have a name for our actual city, do we? There we go. 20 seconds. Yep. Do you hear me? I hear me. So welcome, guys. It's not too many people. I'm not sure that it wasn't just me that was watching myself. So anyway. Hello and welcome to the stream. I think one other person. Actually, no concurrent viewers at this moment. So let's see if that updates itself, or hopefully some more people come in. Nothing like talking to yourself for 3 hours at that point, right? But I know there's quite a few that watch the videos after the fact. So we'll see. Anyway, let's start like I normally do. I'm just going to put it on 1x speed. We'll give it a few minutes for some people to get in and just start reviewing where we were last week. Hello, Shunter. Shunter, I think it might just be me and you. Oh, I see another person has joined us. Very good. So hopefully we'll at least get up to our normal crowd here pretty shortly. And anyway, if you guys, just to give everybody a reminder, we were working on getting our coal stuff fired up, and I think we're just about done. Yeah, the power plant current production percent. So we have 11 workers going to the power plant. How are they getting there? Did we put buses on there, I guess? I don't really remember putting a bus to the power plant. Hello, Xavier. How are you doing today? Good. I hope you can stay a while too. But whatever amount of time, it's all good. That's why I record with such a lag so that the videos are playable if you missed the second half of it. As a matter of fact, I get many more views during the week of the whole thing. So again, don't feel bad in any way if you can't stay for the whole time. Hello, Off the Rails. How are you doing? And good evening or good afternoon, or I guess for some people it may even be good night, right? Well, it's probably still early for most of us. I think most of us are either US or Europe. But anyway, we have buses that are going up to the power plant. And are we purchasing coal up there? I assume that they were just going up there for this. I forget putting a bus on here last week. Yeah, so we don't have any coal. If we have workers, I don't see why we wouldn't at least purchase a minimum amount of coal. Right? It's probably better. Even if we're not selling it, I would think it'd be better than purchasing it in. Yeah, now what happened there? It went up for a half a second and then went back off. Yeah, I don't know how well the game takes in the priority of not importing. We also need to kind of make sure before I cut off our imports. Yeah, we are connected, right? Yeah, we're using... This is like the main connection that's giving... Oh, no, wait. You know what? There's another one. Yeah, there's another connection here. So everything would have to flow through here. We're using 2 megawatts. Yeah, no workers. So I guess it would just be at a worker for a minute. Is that the deal? Ah, I see. Well, good. I'm glad it kills your time on your commute. There's certainly nothing wrong with that. You must have a fairly long commute since I make quite a few videos. All right, so yeah, I don't even know how we got those workers in here. There must be one of these buses. Yeah, and see, I'm sort of afraid of this. There's quite a few buses. I think a number of them are just construction buses, which I'm kind of fine with, though I don't really want to cut our power off. Yeah, Pedensk is this one. Let's see, what is this? Well, this would be called something power plant. Yeah, there's got to be a... Well, you know what? I could do... it's not telling me related vehicles. I really honestly don't remember sending people there by bus. Is this it? Yeah, see, this is taking people to finish this conveyor. I don't know. I mean, do you guys remember me putting a bus on there? And there's another bus. That's a construction bus. Yeah, I don't think we have a bus that goes to that power plant. I'm not sure how we had those few people in there. But anyway, let's talk about something else. I have a question for you. You guys think it's better to put a bus stop or just... If you look, we definitely can get people to the brick plant from this bus stop. Like if we do the hover over thing, but we're not going to get people to here, and we only need 15 of them. I was thinking maybe we kind of have this flat-ish spot right here. Should we put a bus stop here, and then we could at least send some of the buses and then just have them walk down to there? What do you think? I'm kind of leaning towards that. And then we did put the bus stop over here, so we would have to get a bus to drive, or probably even more than that. We really want our power to be pretty consistent. So I would think we might even want 2 or 3 buses coming up to the power. Now, hopefully they don't all end up one after each other. That's sort of a problem with these buses. Hello, Dennis. Welcome. Anyway, do you guys have, I mean, do we try to, I don't want to necessarily just, you know what, we could, nah, see, we can't get, they won't get up to here, I don't think. Let's see, how far are they walking? See, this is already 210, and I don't think they're going to walk the rest of the way up here from this bus stop. I don't even think it's worth trying. I think it's just too far away. Yeah, so let's... Hey, Mike Gannon, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Let's see. It's not like a bus stop's going to cost us a lot. We could definitely... I guess it doesn't matter which way we put it too much. Let's do a little leveling action if we can. Might make it a little easier to fit in there. All right, if we put a bus stop right here, then we could get them a little footpath. Yeah, they don't actually have any entrances for that one, but then this guy, yeah, I don't want to go under that conveyor. I think we could just go from here to there. A little bit of a hill they'll have to walk up and down, but they seem to do it just fine. There we go. All right, so now we have more construction projects before we can fire this thing up. Yeah, we won't. Oh yeah, this one. Yeah, see, I don't think we're going to be able to work on this one at all. We'll see if we can work on it through the thing, but we might just have to pay for that one. Yes, there you go. Well, the brick factory can get gotten from here. I just didn't... So I don't really need one. Like, are you saying... I mean, I guess they could walk all the way down there, but then... Like, this one can get it from here. See that? Like, I don't care if they walk a little bit extra. It's not like they have a long bus ride to get there. It's just from here to there. So it's not... I don't think their travel time would get too long. So they can get up to this... And then the other thing is I think we just have buses coming in here. Now that we probably get them purchased. How many we need? We need 20. So what I'm thinking of is, and this bus stop here is just getting an awful lot of abuse. Yeah, you know what I think we could do? Let's send, nope, not that. Let's send them to get workers to here. Because I'd rather if we buy a few buses, and then we don't really need bigger fancy buses. We just need, you know, something around 20. I like the little red buses, but they don't really have like a this one, the little yellow ones are 32. And that would probably be a pretty reasonable number. And they got a lot of buses that, they have a lot of buses that are just like small, where they only do like 6 or 7. Well, we go for 3 little orange buses, which may cause some traffic jams, and hopefully we keep them pretty well spaced out. All with that plan right there, and they should just take workers. I don't really care what you unload, and I don't care what you unload at the other one. All right, and then let's go and give these other two. I'm not sure that we can do too much better than that, other than, like I said, try to space them out. But as soon as they get into traffic down here, they're probably going to end up all clumped together anyway. We'll let this guy get like maybe over to here, and then we'll start the next one. Hello, John. Welcome. How's everybody doing today, by the way? Usually like to do some more summary before I get into these things, but I guess I'm so anxious to get our power going. Yeah, that guy's, as soon as you're waiting for somebody to do something, they take forever. There you go. Get out of there. Yeah, so hopefully some more of the construction buses will go down to that one. But then we do have some questions to ask after we get this stuff rolling. All right, I think we'll get another one going. There we go. So now that we have a few minutes till that one gets out and on the road. Yeah, we'll get this built. Did I already assign? I don't know if I even assigned that yet. No, yeah, I did. And then this guy is auto searching stuff, right? Did they take him off of auto search? No, he's still, so he should go help with the roads and footpaths anyway. And then we can assign him actual construction things to do too. But at least he'll just go and search out that. That's our cement silo that we may use. We're building one up here, but that's more to keep our cement, keep us in cement pretty consistently, which, yeah, it's definitely a good thing to do. I don't think there's a huge storage on this thing. There we go. Is that road almost done? Yeah, that's pretty quick. All right, is that other... There you go. I think that's this guy leaving. Where's the other one? He's coming back, so I'm going to start this one. I don't know. Are we making our own power again? We have 14 workers, but we're not making power. All right, well, yeah, we're definitely still buying power. There we go. Okay, well, as long as we keep people steady in there, we should be all right. Keep on the construction frenzy. Okay. We could do that too. Like I said, a lot of times just a chance to, I'd like to ask you guys questions, and the first few minutes is get people coming in. But we will go, and once things calm down in a sense. But yeah, okay, well, we're getting people. I guess I don't really like the fact that it was, let me go see, can we turn this back off again? Like, will it, I really never paid too much attention. Like if see, look, it cuts off our own production, which is really like the exact opposite of what you'd want it to do, right? Like if you said, okay, purchase, but only purchase with this being the priority at that point. All right, well, I guess we're going to just take our chances that our power plant stays productive. Let's just use this guy to zap back there. All right, so there we go. So we have that going. So the next thing, I guess as soon as we get this bus stop going, which really isn't too bad because the only thing, well, we'll make our own coal to feed into here, but which would be a good thing to do. Now, where do you, okay, you're constructing that footpath. Yeah, so we need to get the coal fired up, and then we can get our bricks fired up, and we can get a cement plant and a concrete plant, a prefabs plant. So this is the cement plant, and then we already have concrete in a couple places. And you aren't building the bus stop yet. Good. So do you guys have any comments? We were over here and designing this, and I still can't, we have like a passenger train loop where we could use trams. We've had a little conversation about the word tram versus trolley versus would it ever go on. In America, as I may have said to you, and you guys probably watched the regular series mostly, it's like a trolley would be typically something that went on the road, not necessarily something that went on the rail lines. I know they go on rail lines on the road, if that makes sense. But I wouldn't necessarily consider it where a train would go off onto like the regular line that a regular train would go on, which just leads to a little confusion, I think, in how we use the words. But I was also thinking about coming up here and dropping off people. And what I really don't like is that, for one, the firehouse is kind of in the way. And if I dropped people off here, which would really be like the easy, more or less place to drop them off, they really can't get. Like, they really almost need them to be on the other side because they can't get across these factory connections. I mean, they could get to here, and they could probably get to this one and this one, but they couldn't get to that one. So I'm wondering if you guys can think of another solution. Now, we do have these bus stops, so we could just try to bus people up here and just sort of forget about the whole, we could do partial train, partial buses. Yeah, we don't need any workers way out on our farm, so that's kind of good. To see what you guys think about that whole idea there. But then anyway, just for those of you doing the review, in a sense, I don't know why I have that still open, but we'll use that to bop back there. This is 2 fabric factories and 3 clothing factories. We'll probably take just trucks to drive over to this, and then we would connect from here, one way or the other. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's clothing. So clothing would come out this end, and then I guess we'd have to decide how we get the clothing onto a train or get it distributed. Yeah, I don't seem to have taken that into consideration, did I? But we could certainly get a train in here. I think that's what I was thinking of. If we came here, now it would have to cross our passenger line at some point. Maybe we bring it a little bit closer to the road there. I think that's too close, especially going up a hill. 1, 2, 3 usually is a good. Can't. Okay, come on, you were just doing it for me. Okay. Yeah, and then if we give up on this, I don't know, can we just come back down without giving up on that? Angle is too sharp. I can't really see the angle. There you go. Yeah, I don't want to really particularly, I want the passenger trains to be on their own cycle, not get clogged up by others. And I'm not really hearing a lot of chats about not doing the passenger line. And I'm not sure that we would need any more than one. We could always turn that passenger line and we could even come up through here. Yeah, this would be the influx into here. Yeah, which I don't even know why I have these lines there. We would just bring it into this train station, right? I don't know why we wouldn't. And they would be what the fabric factories need. So the chemicals in particular and the crops, right? So this line would bring us in our crops, and then this line could bring back out the clothing. And at this point, I don't know that we really. Yeah, let's bring it a little bit further. All right, we'll bring it out to here where we could signal it. Now, yeah, there's little or no doubt in my mind that if we had to, we could get another track somehow around this way. Though taking your chances with the bridges sometimes. Hello, Red Fox. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, we'll see about, let's keep on our... Anyway, let me know what you think about that and kind of giving up on the idea of putting, just do these with some buses. And by the way, just so you know, these are the livestock, and this is our butchery, and this is our bakery. I mean, so we're already doing those. It's not like we're not running them at this point. We're just doing it with buses. All right, so anyway. And coming back over to here, might as well have closed that. Are we done our bus stop yet? Missing asphalt. Are we missing... Nah, you're just working on everything else first, huh? Yeah, you know what? I think I want to... It would be nice if we could grab the priorities, and then I'll just reassign these things. Yeah, I don't think I was building that yet. All right, so that way you should reprioritize that bus stop to be the first thing, not the last. Because I'd rather get the coal going at this point, stop purchasing it for our power. Now, how are we doing as far as people go? 14, 20, good. That's very good. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Now, what are we doing here? Oh, that's right. We have somebody assigned to work on that. Yep, our construction office over here. All right. Yes. So as soon as we do need to get some gravel in there. We need to get the other supplies, so we might as well start bringing them over or purchasing them. So I guess really the steel is the only one that we wouldn't purchase. Oh, wait a minute. We can't purchase into the road cargo station. Yeah, I think that's right. They changed that, didn't they? But we can purchase everything but the steel into here. Now, there's only a certain amount we can buy. I don't think we should have... Yeah, we already turned down the board, so that's good. So I don't think we need boards for too many things. So let's just buy it till they're pretty close to full here. 12, 22, because it won't hurt the trains going out if they have a full load. And then this is going to be awful expensive. Yeah, let's just do 3 tons, and then fuel we can take care of ourselves. All right. Well, this is going to cost a lot. Wasn't. Well, we're still not done. Well, these two won't cost too much. There's really these electrical components are quite expensive. Okay. All right, so we survived. Cistern / fuel tanker / oil delivery truck. Yeah, let's give you a new route. So I want you to go from here and load things. Oil. And then I want you to... Oh, we already have one. Why don't we have any fuel in there? Oh, we do have fuel in there. Never mind. Yeah, why was I... Oh, because I was looking at the purchase screen. All right, that wasn't real smart. All right, let's go get open haul. Might as well purchase them from over here. I don't think we have... Now, I know we were just over in that other one, and I know we didn't have any open hauls over there, and we don't have any open hauls here, so let's get, what do you think, 2 to get steel over there? And I would think, yeah, it would be nice when we get the, what year do we get those KMD, whatever they are, the KMZ 5610. Yeah, we'll just give these guys the same route, which will be, I guess they should just go right to the steel mill and get it. And bring it to here. And then I guess you should probably wait in both places. There we go. So we'll have some steel. So we'll be able to start building our railroads, our glorious railroads. Bring in more money more efficiently instead of having 2,700 separate trucks driving to the border and back. Now, how are we doing on the whole? We don't have any traffic jams, no. And they're pretty well spread out right now. We should probably go check on our construction, but also check on our oil flow. Yeah, how are we? We're still not doing anything up here? No workers. Okay. Are you getting... Yeah, I don't know why you have no workers. All right, we'll get some workers up there. I'm just hoping we're not like too far away from that other bus stop. Yeah, this is the NAD construction office. Yeah, so this is the guy. Yeah, he's going up to the bus stop number 3. Now, how long? He's only got 3 workers on there. And they have been, yeah, they've only been traveling for a little over an hour, so that's not the problem. Then again, they're not there yet either, right? Okay. So what, you just sat there like leveling a canal? Like, that's pretty interesting. I never thought like, yeah, I wonder where you put it. I mean, probably somewhere right in this area would be close, I would think. I don't know if the rivers, I don't think they get any closer than kind of the ballpark of where we're at. A lot of clouds blocking our view. Yeah, see, I don't think the 2 rivers get too much closer than, I mean, you could definitely maybe do one across here would be relatively close. That's interesting. Yeah, I really haven't looked at the road map even since, I think that came up last week. I haven't seen what they're really planning on doing. I didn't have lag on this, but I'm just really happy that we don't have the lag that we had if you have a big map like this one anyway. And just so you know, I didn't have huge problems when I wasn't recording, but, being recording makes a difference as well. So in any event. Hello, Steve. Welcome to the stream. I just saw your chat. And by the way, I did... These buildings are a bit ridiculous. Like, when I first logged in, I kind of almost... I mean, in life you go through, you sort of forget about something. I mean, it's... Just so you guys know, it's with an absolute silliness that I say that this is my favorite. It's only because those who've watched my series knew that the only house I ever built for quite a while was this one. And it's just a bit of a joke with me for the same logic that makes this one so wonderful that made me build 7,000 of them, or 700 of them, or however many, a lot of them. It's the same logic that would make this even better. But I logged in and came over, I was like, oh, good, look at that thing. It's certainly an impressively tall, skinny building, that's for sure. Near the Big Bend on the East River. So let me orient myself. So you're talking about, this bend? Yeah, I don't know exactly what you mean by the Big Bend. If you're talking about this Big Bend, that's a big bend as I would describe it. It's kind of right up. Yeah, well, that's very close to where we're at here. I don't know if, like, if you were to look at the map, or let me make it even bigger. I thought that was the make it bigger thing. Like, if you're talking about right here, John, like over across here, that's, I don't know. I mean, I guess you could go this way, but that's certainly what I would think of as the biggest bends. These are both kind of bends, right? It's all one and the same, but Okay, so like maybe to the south of that. So really kind of right across where we're at then, it sounds like. Pretty close anyway. Okay. Well, cool. Yeah, that's an interesting idea. I hope you get after all that work, I hope you get ships. I mean, I hope we get ships. I think it would be kind of a cool option at that point, right? Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, and I can imagine that would take, you know, some of the reasons that I can level so well is because I I think I've gotten a better judgment on what level is, or really it's more of like flattening in a sense and taking the high and low. But I know if you're trying to cut across like all of like a big area like that, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work to cut anything across this ground any which way you just described, even if I'm wrong in what I was thinking. Like, yeah, that's definitely quite a bit of an accomplishment there. So congratulations, and I hope it. Like I said, I hope you get a ship that you can move up and down, and hopefully it's not somehow limited to the actual rivers by some game code. Like that would be the biggest disappointment is that you knew ships were coming or barges or whatever it was. You couldn't get the darn thing into your channel for some kind of reason, for some kind of coding reason. All right, so there we go. So what do you guys think we should do after we get our clothing up? I'm assuming and we don't even have to do the clothing next. We have other options for industry or towns, or does anybody have any thoughts on what they would sort of like to see next? Do we get this thing built? We were really, oh, you know what? Let's go into fast forward mode. Sorry about that. I usually take the first few minutes slow until I get my feet from underneath of me, just so I remember everything we were doing. Don't make too many mistakes, but no wonder it seems like it's so slow. We're in normal times mode there. Well, John, a ship would definitely have a hard time in real life with something like that. Yeah, there's no ship in the world of any description that I would call an actual ship would fit through that bridge. And to be honest with you, even when you're talking about this, there's no ship is going to get past that either. We need to get suspension bridges, right? I think that's really the big reason that they created suspension bridges. Really was because the modern shipping required that they have a bigger span and be able to go up taller. Otherwise, all the bridges would be like the bridges across London that weren't able to be raised or lowered or moved out of the way otherwise. All right, are we getting things done faster now that we're in super fast forward? And why aren't we getting many people up here? Are we really just taxing? Every time I look here, it seems like we have a good number of people. I think we're just using the heck out of people on every construction is part of the problem here. Now, how is our... Oh, I forgot to write our population down. Sorry. I don't know, I guess we can write it down now, right? 48, 57, 2278 workers, 1,061 children, and 1,500. We got a little bit of a baby boom happening now. Let's see if we can see. Let's do this is December. So we should see. Yeah, look at that. I mean, that's a massive increase in the number of kids. We were down about 1,200. Now we're up to 1,500. Actually, our babies dropped off a little bit. Maybe that explains why the kids went up so high. But then there's a good steady increase towards the total workers. Then the actual population's increasing nicely. It's exactly what we needed. And we don't have any plus 21, so that means we're not hampering ourselves as far as I know. And yeah, how about our economy? Let's look at our economy while we have a minute. Let's look at last month because it's a little more informative than. So we went plus 114,000 total on our exports, which was just fuel and bitumen. Our good old fuel and bitumen it's our lifeblood there. And then as far as our expenses go with the Soviet bloc, we had 56,000 of them, and power was a big one, but if you look at that, it just sort of dropped right off. But then our coal purchase kind of went up. So I would be kind of curious to see, let's see, this month is well into it. Let's just jump over there. And yeah, see, we're still purchasing coal, but we've only purchased 7,000. And that's the better part of a month. You might expect that to go up to like 10,000, which is still, well, I don't know, this was only 11. So I'm not, again, I guess you'd have to really see how much power we actually made, which we won't really know because we didn't sell the power, if that makes sense. But I can't help but think that it isn't beneficial to make our own power, because I don't think this is going to get up to 11,000 as far as the coal price goes, or the coal purchase cost goes. Yeah, kindergartens and schools is a good thing to check. Let's do that. Schools are doing well. I think we're doing pretty well with the schools because we have, these universities seem to just be pumping them out, with no big issues. We probably could do that research at some point here. And we have a couple, older kids, but there's nothing wrong with that as long as you're not seeing, the old kids, like the 18-year-olds, the ones that should be over here, like these guys, the white vested people. And then as far as, kindergartens are always good to check. Yeah, look at that. We are maxing out that one. And we're pretty much, I could definitely see where that might be an issue. We might want to put another kindergarten in. Yeah, 10 workers with no kindergarten over here. And what was over here? You could probably, these darn wires are in the way. I probably want to try to put houses right here if we move the wires. And would we be messing ourselves up to put a kindergarten over on this end of town? I don't think so. But yeah, these wires are really... Yeah, if I were to expand town, I would certainly want to maybe do it over this way. I don't know, we could put the kindergarten just right here. I don't think that would be a bad place to just catch some more houses. Because the other one's like way up here or over behind the Revergrad Tower. Revers Tower. I don't know what we want to call that. Like Trump's Tower. It's like, got Rever written right across the top in gold letters. Anyway. Yeah, so let's put another kindergarten in here, and then we'll go check the... I won't make it the highest priority construction for us, but... Can we squeeze this guy in here? No, not really. I think that's a hill that it's on. Yeah, it's not going to let me level too much. Yeah, if I level in different places, it's not going to really like that. No. I could go here, or could I? No, I can't even really fit it there. I don't want to get into moving all these electrical wires in particular. I don't want to put it over there. Yeah, I really need it. I really need it in this region. And I don't think I'm going to get it in there. Well, I could move that footpath. Yeah. You know what? Nobody's really using that footpath anyway. If you look. All right, let's get rid of the footpath. And we'll put a kindergarten in there, and that won't hurt. I could still put houses a little further away, though that does push them that much further away from these things, but we're starting to get a little bit too far away from those things anyway, like especially the school. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's not letting me attach that way at all. And that would work if it. Like, I wish there was a little bit different shape to this thing. I guess I could make it a little bit further. I don't know if I'm going to get a road out through there, though, without messing up that footpath that's right ahead of me. It's like the road's on the wrong side of this thing. I guess we should make it a walkie road. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I was hoping for that. Yeah, and then this, I don't like that footpath either. Oops, let's commit to that road. Yeah, let's get rid of that. I don't want two footpaths right there when this one can go like that. And we should probably talk about upgrading the roads in our town at some point, even though that's a painful thing to do. All right, we can get this guy. Oh, look, we got our. Let's go check something. I don't think they're going to work on this. Nah, it doesn't connect. So why don't we go ahead and just purchase that footpath. And then that way we can get our buses going. We get our thing fired up. But let me get them. Yeah, where were we? Right here. Yeah, work on that road. Work on that footpath. And then we need more buses. So there's almost an unlimited amount of buses that you could probably send up to the coal mine. So I'm thinking we should definitely get the biggest buses we can afford, which is really can afford anything we think, as long as it's not with dollars. Yeah, just select that the bus. Oh, we don't get. Oh, here's the biggest 135. Only 63 kilometers an hour. I don't know if that matters. Yeah, I mean, I think we should get 135, even though I don't know where we're going to get that many people from. Look at all the buses. We really should have a big bus stop, huh? Or start trying to send more people to other places. Yeah, well, let's start out with 2 and see how that goes, because yeah, this is sort of a lot of bus traffic in and out of there. Now, the other thing is we do have them busing from one end of town to another. Yeah, look, all of our little orange buses up to our... Yeah, these two are like right behind each other. All right, so anyway, let's get this guy going up to our coal mill. It doesn't... I mean, it would be nice to get consistent workers up to the coal mill. Coal mine. But... And this, I guess, could be called a coal mill. I don't know, whatever. All right, so let's start that one. Let's copy his route. Give it to this one. Let's open this one. Let's just say when this other guy gets up here, we'll keep an eye for a minute. But we also want to say, okay, you want to go to here and then here. And then, I mean, for now, let's do like 15%, 16%. Let's see. Well, we're not going to get 135, so yeah, this one could use 220, and this one can use 15. So I guess even less than that, really. Let's just go with 10%. Now, why is it 10% and 88%? That doesn't make sense. There you go. 12% and 88%. That's better mathematics. Oh, what did you do? Oh, this guy didn't get any people. Or did he? Yeah. Oh, you're going to get fuel. Okay. Well, you had 47 people. You could have dropped them off. You didn't have to turn around right at the bus stop. You still would have made it for more fuel, you knucklehead. Did I put it? Oh, I did put it right to the coal mine. Thank you. Yeah. Well, that's all right. If the first one goes there, that was deliberate, Xavier. That was me deciding to get the coal mine going first. Yeah. Sorry. Thank you for that. That was yeah. Okay, there we go. So now we're going to the bus stop. Thanks. And let's copy that. Now the other guy just went back. I need to get our timing going here, don't we? There we go. All right, so let's keep an eye on this guy again because I kind of failed with distracting myself. All right, there we go. So when this guy gets back with his second load of people, now here's the question: are we production stopped? Cannot export because we got no people in here because our road planning engineer didn't plan the bus to go to the right place. That knucklehead. All right, so with this bus, when this bus comes back, there he is. It's a pretty quick loop, isn't it? How many do you have? Oh, you got 13, which... All right, so when he gets up here, let's start this one. There you go, close enough. All right, so there we go. So now we're producing some coal. Is it enough? Well, we'll find out in time. Is this going up pretty well? Well, it's going up. And keep in mind that it's sort of... Yep, there we go. So we'll see. As long as this is going up, really, right? Because it'll take a little while for this guy to catch up. But then the other thing will be... Let's see. This one... Yeah, I hate to mess with our gravel processing, but... Yeah, let's add another. Yeah, definitely less than that. How many do you need? Not too many, right? Oh, 75. Yeah, you could use. I mean, we just need to make enough bricks for our construction purposes. So it's not like let's go. That's 13% for now. We'll see. And look, we're making bricks. Yep, there it is, pumping in. Now, we're never going to see coal in here because we don't actually have a pump. But as long as it's flowing, there we go. We're making bricks. So I don't know. I haven't seen Radomir, though I know he tries to stop by and he seems to work a lot of time on Saturday evenings. But that was one of his first votes when we first started, was to get ourselves some bricks. So now that we have the possibility of bricks, I would say that we should probably consider getting some brick trucks and stop buying the darn things. So let's get some more open hauls. I guess at least 3, right? Oh, look, there's our KMZs we can get. All right. 16 tons at a pop. Good. I was actually hesitating on buying because, you know, this one is definitely the best truck economically speaking. So let's open each of these, and they're all going to have a different thing. And what I'm thinking of, different route to go on, is we take to each of our construction depots, of course. So you can go to there. You can go to here. And then let's put them on bricks. Very good. And I guess they should wait. No reason not to wait, right? And if it causes a traffic jam, then we'll know something's going wrong. Load up with some bricks there. And then this guy. Yeah, this guy can come to here. Unload your bricks and wait. You might as well get started. Good, so that'll help cut us off of purchasing them from here. We can still leave it on purchase for a minute until we see that that's going particularly well. And then this one, yeah, let's close that. This guy, because why not him? Yeah, we'll have him come to here. Wait, but we do also need to make sure we don't need a ton of bricks here. 25%? Yeah, 19%. Sound fair? Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many bricks we're actually going to use over in this area, but we may want more, but we've only got a limited. I would like to save some room because we're going to have prefab panels pretty shortly. And if we go with 25% on the bricks, prefab panels, and then maybe 50% on the steel, I don't think that would be unreasonable. Let me know if you guys disagree. And yeah, there's no other storage yards there. Then the other one would be this one. Getting the bricks. Oops, what happened there? Yeah, okay, that's what happened. All right, so we'll get some bricks over to there. Now this one, I think, yeah, we may even end up wanting two. So if we fill up and we're not really using, like right now we're going to put some bricks over here, and then this guy's going to just sit here and wait. I may just micromanage it a little bit, in particular while we're building these bridges. They need a fair amount of bricks, but we'll see. Maybe the one truck can kind of keep up, keep us happy, if that makes sense. But that's going to be like 150. I don't want to slow that construction down too much if we can avoid it. There we go. Let me read some of the chats there for a second. But we got bricks. We got power. We got bricks. We are moving into the 21st century, left and right. Xavier, I may just have you come over my house and just start doing this for me today. Because if I didn't have you, but you are absolutely correct. As a matter of, yeah, as a matter of fact, I'd even like to maybe get the bricks out of here. But you are 100% correct that we were purchasing that, and that's not a desired thing. Now, do we have a... Yeah, you know what? Let's take this open haul. And we're going to change the depot real quick. And then we're going to give him the job of coming from here to here. And of course, it did it the opposite way. And then the brick truck's already here once. And then this one's going to do... I say, of course, the opposite because I wanted to be quick about it. And get these bricks switched over. Because why not? Right, so hopefully he can... Yeah, 56 tons. He'll get 2 trips in before that other guy gets back, I'm sure. Right, see, there he goes already. And then what we can do is... this. All right. And the other one is right here. There's no trucks in here, but we might as well switch it before I forget. All right, that's the only 2 construction offices over here. So, and then, yeah, this guy, oh, this guy. Where's he going? Well, he's kind of in the middle. He should probably go back to village. Yeah, I think he's going to the right place, so we don't have to switch him. And then is this guy done getting the bricks out of there? Yes. All right, so stop driving back and forth like an idiot. Get back to work on the construction thing. Now, this construction thing, do we even have any? Yeah, they are working on roads and whatnot, auto searching. And then these guys, I stole all the people out of here. So we're over here. We're really just building these roads in anticipation of ramping this up. Though I don't know. I mean, our money has gone down a little bit since the episode started. So we should, be a bit careful as we go to fire these things up. And how is our iron production going? Well, we're a little low on coal. And we're using our steel, which is good. We're not exporting any of it, better than having them sitting around doing nothing, right? They may not be unemployed, but if they're not doing anything when they go to work, they might as well be unemployed. Okay, good. Good. I'm glad to see we're using our steel, because for a little while there we were kind of sitting a bit idly. Yeah, now why are we missing resources, mechanical component, truck with covered haul? That'll do it, wouldn't it? Oh, good. And you know what? We can buy our upgraded KMZ covered haul, right? There you go, buddy. Yeah, I don't think we have another covered haul that I remember floating around that we would have, the only thing we really have is these cisterns that we probably could have yanked somebody out of here, but I kind of hate to do that because then I forget sometimes if I took this guy, they'd switched him over, like, it gets too confusing for me. Oh, we got another one. Prefab panels. Well, prefab panels should wait. And it should also wait until we get conveyors going, right? Cement plant. Yeah, this is another one I think we might have to just... All right, that'll get gravel to there, and then we should have another one here. But I don't think we can get a road into this guy, so I think we're going to have to... Or can we? No. Sometimes you can do a little cheaty kind of thing. Let's see, can we do a little... No, it's not letting the ground move, but sometimes you can... See what I mean? You can kind of like fudge it up there. There you go. Okay. Not sure exactly why that happened, but why question it too much? When a good thing happens to you, you don't always need to question the heck out of it. All right, so let's go see. What are you working on? Nothing. Guess what? Now you've got something else to do. Now, question. Are we purchasing steel here? No, we're not. Are we purchasing steel? Pretty sure we took it off here. Yeah, not purchasing anything. We have steel in here, so we probably want to consider getting that out of there. Yeah, now did we talk about... Yeah, there's no... I don't think there's any way we're going to get... No. I think somebody had even suggested it, and I thought of it, but I don't think there's any way we can get... Yeah, see, it's not going to let me turn that tight. And it's not like... I don't think it's like a road where I can do this number and then that number. I just put this in just not the right place. And I really don't want to ruin this road. But that is what we talked about, isn't it? I think that would be the thing to do. Can I get this road to come off? Yeah, that's going to be a bit of a problem, too. Now, it's a big hill right there, isn't it? Yeah. You were yellow. Yeah, there you go. Because we're going to delete that part of the other part of the road anyway. Can I get you to... If I can move the road over a little bit. All right. And then I could get a road depot here. Yeah, so you're auto doing roads. You probably should have, is that road 17? Yeah. Yeah, so we'll get that road built. And then we can demolish this part of the road. And then I should be able to get another one of these road cargo stations over here. And then we can, start eventually use this for storage, direct delivery, so to speak. Sound good? All right, let's turn off our wireframe. Good. I'm happy with that. Now, are we actually working on this? Yeah, to the construction office that has no equipment. Okay. Or no, is this Salinity? Okay. No mechanism, no covered haul. Did I go around steal covered hauls out of people before, I think? Yeah, let's give them a covered haul because it's hurting our money. We should probably take a look at that shortly here. Okay, good. We're building our steel back up because we do want to buy these cranes, construction cranes. And are you not assigned? Yeah, you're already assigned to that. Good. All right, so once we get that assigned, we can get a couple dumpers in here and get them bringing gravel in, and then we could start building some railroads. And then we should have prefab panels. Where's prefab panels? Yeah, how are we doing here? Not too bad at all. Halfway there anyway. And we should be focusing on that more. And then, okay, so how are we doing with our... Well, we have gravel, or coal, I mean. And this is full, and yeah, our bricks are quite happy. And then our brick trucks are probably, hopefully, sitting there waiting. We got all the bricks we need? Well, yeah, not too many, but... Yeah, the question is, how many boards do we even really need in here? I mean, we just use them so infrequently. We'll take that down a couple notches. 7%. Probably not ideal, but we could talk about a lumber yard. I mean, when I asked what we should do next, nobody really said don't build a lumber yard. I don't know where we would build it. It might be anywhere. And again, I don't know. Does anyone have a preference towards their favorite kind of industry? I mean, we got, really, this is all just taking advantage. If we didn't build even all of these, and we sort of have probably way more meat. We don't have any meat. Why don't we have meat? And I never did check our oil, did I? Yeah, well, I think we're just not getting enough workers. It seems like, yeah. We could set some more of these to... Yeah, we got a lot of them already set to the village bus platform, don't we? Unspecified. Well, why don't you specify? We'll put all 4 of these if they're not... Yeah, we'll specify you go to there. Yeah, well, the meat's supposed to be fired up. We have livestock in there, and we just don't have enough people coming in our buses, and then this happens all the time. See, like they constantly end up like back to back. Like, and I'm not sure. Yeah, sure, I could do something about it, but as soon as I spread them out, they're going to get into another traffic jam, and so that's a big part of the problem, and that's why, doing the trains becomes such a better thing, because with the train signaling, you can say don't get back to back, like you can spread them out along the track, so at least they're not right on top of each other. And, I would add more buses if I thought that they could get spread out. But look at that. See, where's this guy go? Now, that's the one good thing that happens is once in a while they go off to get fuel. But look, see, these two buses are they both going to the same place? Yeah, see that? So you get these, then this guy has like nobody on them. And I have no idea how we would fix that. Now, is anybody coming to here? We could send them up to this one, but I didn't really want to get, we just got this livestock range and this meat going. I guess it would be beneficial. And we could get the other ones going, but then we don't really have enough people as it is sort of part of the problem. It's not like we have, bunches of them sitting here, and I don't know if you guys noticed the number of people in these houses it's not significant. Like we have plenty of more room for more people. We're just really, how are we doing? Our population's still going up, which is good. We, an hour ago or so, we were at, not even an hour, a half hour ago, we were at 4875. So we're already up another 100 people, and another almost, 100 people more productive age workers. But it's just not, we're building a little bit faster than we're making more babies, which is kind of one of the reasons that doing the train, I think, is a smart thing, because you really don't need that many people for the trains. Now, there was a suggestion or a comment, I forget who was making it, but I don't really intend to move anybody over here just for this train thing. If it takes us a little extra long, I'm kind of okay with that. Yeah, the whole idea of stocking up, Steve, is okay. I mean, we have some in stock there, but it's like if we're using it all, we're using it all. Like I'd rather just keep using it all. Like right now, we couldn't stock up, but yeah, we can put more in this yard if we feel like stocking up is the thing to do. Like this yard already has, 25% full of steel. So if we do get to a point where we're not using it, then we'll definitely consider stocking it up. However, once we start, well, really, we just have this one little dumb conveyor. Is there something we're waiting on? Well, we need to get people all the way over here. We got 2 working on it. So, yeah, I think, and this is probably another bus coming over to drop more people. Yeah, so we got another 2 workers, which, hey, is not the end of the world, right? So we'll be able to buy these cranes, and we'll be on construction, in other words, I guess is the point. Like in a moment, we only got to let this finish. We probably could even, heck, we're so close. Let's bite the bullet on the cost here. Like you said, it's only, I always do that. It's only going to get more expensive, and we'll get 2 railway cranes, I think is, geez, they're expensive. Never mind. We're going to get 1 railway crane, because I'm glad I didn't have like $106,000 or $206,000 left, because we'd have had a trouble there. So yeah, we can only afford one of the big, nice railroad cranes, and oops, I'm so used to having hundreds of millions on the other thing that yeah, okay. Well, we're gonna wait a little while and buy another railroad crane, but yeah, well, I guess we should let that get up to like 300 grand. Well, whether it'll hold enough or not, we don't have any extra steel at the moment. Like in other words, I understand what you're saying. We're not going to have that much extra, if that makes sense. Like I don't think we need to store it, because I think we're just going to use it up. As a matter of fact, we may be taking that steel out of there and putting it in here, in a sense, like depending on how it goes, pretty shortly. And now some of it's been, we've built all these buildings, right? But then as soon as these get done and we're settled and we're kind of happy with the flow over here, I intend to move over and start building these. And these buildings use a fair amount of steel, not all of them, but that'll eat up steel. And then we have like the whole railroad track thing over here. So we really probably should consider another railroad construction office somewhere in, maybe even in this vicinity, where we can use some of these supplies and get this rail into here. Because just building on the other side of the river is fine, but I could definitely see, you know, like we would probably build this stuff with this guy, even though he's getting a little far away. But then when we get all the way over to here, we may or may not send those construction cranes this far. We'll have to decide. We got some time. So, I mean, enough. I mean, I guess you're trying to hedge inflation. And again, it's not that I'm arguing. It's just we don't have. Look, we're down to 15 tons right now, type thing. Like, we don't have any extra to store at this moment. Is, I guess, the biggest point to that. And then the other thing to say is that it's not, if we don't go ahead, right now we're not purchasing steel from the outside world. So I would say that it's not necessarily beneficial if we're not going to purchase it in the outside world again. Does that make sense? The biggest advantage would be that if we weren't using all the steel that we were making, storing it for future use versus paying all these people to go to work every day and not actually produce anything. Does that make sense? Like, in other words, when we're running out of iron here, that's a problem because there's people that are not working that should be. And so why do we just have the same bus issue here? Does that make sense? So yes, absolutely, I think we could do more to store up some steel and get better construction and excess storages, but we don't have any excess to store. At least not at this second. And like you said, as soon as we go to start building these railroad tracks, I'm not sure that we'll ever have that much extra. As a matter of fact, we might be glad that we only purchased one rail crane. But there we go. Look, we have a rail crane and we just don't have any gravel, so we can get, I don't think we really have any extra dumpers unless we started taking them out of here. Are we planning on? And then the other question is, now we have the KMZ dumpers, don't we? Let's go over to a depot, or yeah, like the road depot. Because if we have those KMZ dumpers, yeah, see, they hold a lot more even than those yellow ones that we've been buying. You know, good 33% more with each trip. Yeah, so do we get just two? See how that goes to start out? And I guess the best thing is for them to come right into here and load up on gravel, and then where are we at? Come over to here and unload it. I'm not going to have them wait there because I don't think they ever would. But we will wait here. Oops. Yeah, click on that guy and say you can start too. So good. So once those gravel guys get down there, we should start that. Oh, look at that. We've got this done. And we have coal and we have gravel. We just don't have any people, which is a reoccurring theme. Now, let's take a look. Look, we got 50 people sitting there. We got 35 going there. So what I'm thinking of is maybe we send like 2 buses down to this one. Well, there we go. This guy's taking quite a few, or is he? Some of these could be like passenger drop-off. Yeah, let's go ahead and see if we can't send 2 buses down to this one, just so that we're not... I mean, this one just seems to be getting an awful lot of use. And then how many people do we actually need here? 30 and 65. So If we have 2 buses that did around 90, I would think that would be, or maybe even 3 buses, but we could start out with 2. This one does 98. Yeah, I mean, 98, that sort of sounds like a magic number. And then we'll give them both the same thing, and this time I clicked on the right thing, right? And then we'll try to time these guys out, though it's probably a little bit pointless. We might as well not start them off back to back. So we'll wait till that guy gets up there, which is fine, because then we can, I can just close that one. And then we need to say, okay, so what is this? 30 and 90, so that should be like 25%. Oops. 25% to the cement factory would be 75% to this one. Close enough, I think. We did that. It did the same thing again, didn't it? Look, see where it's not adding up to 100%. There you go. See, now it's, I don't know, whatever. Some kind of rounding thing happening there. All right, so was that the bus? No, that's this one. Where's the bus that comes in here? There you go. All right, so you can start, even though we probably should start this guy. Well, that's all right. As long as it's not a real long route. This guy should definitely get there ahead of this one, but we'll see. All right, so now we're making cement. Now we need to get the cement somehow out of here and into here, right? Now that we got all those workers. Yeah, so really we could do it. Let's do this and this. And then you can do the same thing. And then in the meantime, there's no reason we can't just pull a truck in there. Look how long a drive that's going to be. Yeah, we'll get a cement tanker anyway. Even though he'll have kind of a long drive. We'll keep an eye on that. And then, yeah, cement tank. Yeah, 9.4. Yeah, we'll get... Well, let's get 2 of them. And then eventually we can send them to the cement silos. All right, so what are you doing? You're already started. You are going to go from here for now to here. Yeah, I don't think we can do anything but say go. Might as well just copy that and say go. Now the other thing is, when it comes to some of this, like, we're really not making many bricks, right? Like, we probably cut down on the number of people, especially if we, you know, if we start seeing that we're running low on gravel. Like, does that make sense? Like, in other words, once we make these, oops. Oh, unfinished factory connection. Oops. Okay, well, we got more work for you guys. I accidentally clicked through the building and clicked on that factory connection. There we go. All right, good. All right, so we'll have a few extra minutes to get that connected. I guess I could. That's a bus. Where is our cement tankers? There he is. Now, you know what? He could start filling this guy up, can't he? Yeah, well, we'll let him just fill it up. It shouldn't take that long for them to get this done, I would think. And you know what we still haven't checked? How's our fuel doing? Well, we got bitumen in our export. No fuel. Low fuel. Yeah, I mean, this will be full. Say we're really exporting. Well, we should catch one before he starts filling up. Are you a... Yeah, you know what? You're going to go into there. All right, just to cut more... Like, we want more fuel to go into here. I'd like to see this really full if we can. But certainly, I don't want to be exporting more than we're using. And is there any issues here? No, I mean, we have a little bit of oil, but we've got this throttled down from 500 people. Oh, and Dennis was mentioning to me today that there's a cool mod that's for a smaller refinery that only takes 50 people. And when you think about it, we've got like 75 people here. Probably could even cut down on it further. Let's do a little experiment to see what 50 would do for us. So like if we had a little refinery that was a mod that only had 50 people able to go to it, could we keep up with all the oil production from what is really probably a little bit of a small-sized oil field? But not, this is definitely a smaller one than some of them around the map, but still, like, it would give you an idea of if, and I'll even, it's going to be a little bit hard to see, or can we see it on here? Maybe we can see it on here if I don't know how well you guys can see, but you can see it's, again, it's not a bad size oil field. It's not the biggest, maybe a little on the smaller side. So let's just see if we hold up, right? Does that make sense? Like if this starts backing up on oil, now again, does the modded one could have a different production rate? I mean, in other words, it could be more efficient per person than the quote big one here. Like you can see we're backing up a little bit on oil at this point. I don't want to mess with things too much. I'm just kind of curious to see. And if anybody's used that other thing, let me know how you made out. Oh, okay, off the rails, is it? Good. Well, thank you for yet another mod. So does it have the same production rate as 50 people? Like, or did you mess with the, what I'm saying? You could do more work per day per person, or is all this the same in a sense? Okay. Hello, Gas Mask. How are you doing today? Thank you for the compliment. Compliments are always well received by people. So thanks for that. Hope you're doing well. And I don't know about the best gamer of all time, but I appreciate it anyway. The sentiment is what I will accept. Yeah, see, it's not keeping up 100%. And I think part of it is because I think it's hard to keep them at 100%. So, in other words, like it's when it falls down to 39 is the problem, where if I have this on 60, you know what I mean? We're going to go up higher, and then when we fall off a little bit, we won't fall off as far. Yeah, but let's see what 60 does for us. Okay, so it costs more power to run it. And now does it produce the same amount as if I turned this guy down to like just 50 workers? And I'm assuming 50 workers is the right amount. I'm like, does that make sense? Like, so even though you're paying the higher, I guess the cost is one factor, but the other one is I want to take full advantage of a field this size. Would I end up buying 2 of your power plants where you might start saying, well, maybe you're better off buying the bigger one? Hey, the Fox Gaming, how are you doing today? Welcome. Good. I could tell. I could tell you were here. That's good. Good to see you again. Yeah, see how once we get it up to 60 people, we're back using up all of the oil, which in this particular case, because we're selling it, I kind of want to max out the oil at that point. But that's cool. Okay, 1/5 of the... Okay. Okay, I got you. So half the power usage, but only 1/5 of the of the production capability, and a fifth. Well, a fifth is still twice as much as this one puts out, right? Like 1/5 of this would be 100. So it is twice the production of this. Yeah, I get Fox Gaming. You could look at it as if I fell victim, but I'm not against mods. I just, when it comes to the other series, I want to say I did it vanilla. Like, I've built this massive complex compared to anything I've seen anybody else build. And I'm not saying that there aren't guys out there that have built many things. It's just, for like YouTube especially, I've built this whole thing and it's been vanilla and I'm proud of it. And I like this building. This scratches the right spot behind my ears if I were a cat. You know, like, ooh, look at all that efficiency of land usage. I could put, you know, how big a town you could put around these buildings. Like, but again, is it cheaty? Nah, that's not the right word, but it's modded. And oh, you know what? We don't have any of these buildings connected by road. Look at that. Sorry. Take care of a little problem I've got going on here. There we go. Just in case the fire company needs to get out there. Oh, and you know what? I never built the... Oops, sorry. But anyway, no, I'm not against mods, just so you guys know. Just in that particular... Plus, at one point, and it seems to have gone away, I was getting real laggy. So I was just worried that, you know, it would become unplayable. And I just know that, you know, the graphics might not be as well done on this one as something, you know, that they... I mean, I'm not sure exactly. I'm not picking on the mod maker, but this graphically could have some issues with it that could slow down the graphics and make it even worse laggy, where this one could be well tested and, you know, well, it is what it is because it's part of the game assets, like the in-game assets. So just those two factors. But yeah, so I enjoy the mods. Well, we're getting more... You got to remember, like, I had a lot of plans before they even added the cars. Like, my map has been going on, I don't know, since I heard about the game, which was a week or two, I think, after it actually came out. And they didn't have cars. So when I started making plans for my wonderful playthrough, I just didn't, like, cars was not an equation. It's just the same thing with pollution. And that's the other thing, is they came out with the pollution, and that caused me to have to redo a lot of work. And then while I was redoing those kind of things, like moving factories, then the cars came out, and then I just didn't have enough darn steel. And it was, you know, how much am I going to ramp up car production? But now we're exporting cars, and as I build and redo cities and the other map, I'm definitely adding parking lots and all those kind of things where I can. Yes, I did. And you know what? I didn't even read your comment, Xavier, but I am glad you are still on top of it. If you probably just saw a few seconds ago, in between the time you commented and I said something, I snuck in working on the kindergarten. So yes, I absolutely forgot about the kindergarten until I didn't forget about the kindergarten, if that makes sense. All right, so how are we doing on our fuel, just to kind of put this to bed? Yeah, we're getting bitumen. Are we building up a little more fuel? All right, we'll try to remember 191, which is a little higher because I think we were at 170. So as long as we have some gaps in here, this will keep filling up, right? We just can't have it constantly having a truck here sucking down all our fuel, so we don't... This is our domestic supply tanks. This is our export tanks. So I want to make sure there's enough gaps in between these trucks to keep filling up our domestic supply. And then eventually we could talk about the train coming in here and how it will take off of one or both of these tanks. Like if it's a train that's coming in to just supply our own area, or is this going to be a train for exporting? All right, so I don't know what would be best, but I'm picturing that this is a train for exporting. So how do we get, you know, a good domestic supply and then send the extra over to here. And I think that the only way to do it is maybe to slow down the train somehow, like put a smaller train on there so he spends more time driving back and forth, like with less rail cars on him maybe. Like if we just had one rail car, it's going to, he's going to take a long time to go up there and drop off that one rail car. In the meantime, this will have topped off, and then he goes and gets the next rail car. Now, maybe just one rail car is too few, but like in other words, you could cut down on the number of rail cars as a way of regulating and making it less that you would be exporting. The other thing we could do is have them export some bitumen, export some, like one to do 2 different trips. Does that make sense? And a big statue. Yeah, I would put up more statues if they were of me and not Lenin. I don't know if you guys want to see a statue of me or not, but I'm sure it would be magnificent. All gold, like gold. I could have like those, like when they did the Roman emperors, they had those fig leaves and gold around there. Like we could have a statue of me with the fig leaves of gold. Yeah, Xavier, that was good timing because I realized it's close to 30-second delay. So by the time you had said it, I probably had just gotten done doing it. And then it popped up a minute later. As far as it was Xavier's advice to go check on if you guys aren't following that and looking at the chat, it's to get this kindergarten going. Oh, you know what I did forget too? Here's another thing. Are we doing good? Okay, we got kindergartens over here. Yeah, that's getting pretty maxed out. This one, not so much. But I don't doubt that it might not be an issue. 3 workers. Yeah, but you know what? This is only going to get worse as we get more and more and more people over here. So we probably, now that we have our train station in, you know what we could do? Why don't we get rid of this pub that we're really never going to use? Pubs have really proven themselves to not be the most beneficial, and that might be a big enough spot to put in a kindergarten. I'm hoping. Yep. I might have to get rid of that footpath. Yeah, I have to get rid of that footpath, but that's okay. We can do that. If we go to the right place, it'll be even better to do it this way. Yeah, sorry, people. You're going to have to walk around the outside for a minute. Yeah, let's just connect this road up first. And it should definitely be a people walking road. Yeah, no, you won't. Okay. You know what? As ugly as that looks, I'm going to do it this way. Yeah, I'd rather have it go that way, but I think, well, that's all right. You know what? We can have it go that way. But we don't have to build it. But what I'm worried about is, can I, see, that's what I was worried about. Can we do this? Get them their footpath back. All right, let's commit to everything. And let's get, did you find those footpaths to work on? No. Good. So we'll get another kindergarten over here, and let's take a look at our schools. I was actually going to come do all that. And now we have these turned way down. So if we're maxing out, I only have like 20. I don't know that there's a big reason to max them out, other than we don't have enough people, right? And I don't think that there are any more. It's not like a lot of games, like when we're playing Banished, educated workers are more productive. I've never seen any proof of that. I do now buy into the fact that these people are all like 16 to 21 or whatever their ages are exactly. So you're not actually taking away from productive workers to have them being educated, but I haven't seen any benefit that they make better firefighters. It only seems like they make teachers and hospital workers. and party workers and, those jobs that have to have educated school teachers. School teachers, how are we doing? We're doing fine. Yeah, so we don't really need, but we should probably consider, well, we'll see if that's not big enough. We definitely, before we build our mega houses over here, we should definitely consider another school. Why don't we consider it right this minute? Just so that even if we forget, at least we have something planned out. Yeah, it's a little bit more of a hill, I think, than it looks like. Yeah. That would be kind of far away. Yeah, we're not going to get it in between the tracks there. And we wouldn't have probably, it would have been tough to fit it in that the kindergartens are a little bit smaller. And I don't want to go too far over that way because we already got that other school close to that. Yeah, I kind of want it here. You know what I might do? This road isn't built. I think maybe we'll flatten this road out a little bit. And I think we might be able to fit this guy right nicely in there. So this isn't built anyway. And if I were to come... a little bit flatter for a little bit longer. Oops, didn't really mean to do that. Yeah, that's sort of fighting the buildings there. So then if we did paved people road to say here, is that straight? A little further. Let's see, we could slope this in the future if we wanted to. But I think that might mean we can get in. Let's turn the control shift. Come on. Come on. Really? Really? You're that close. Yeah, it's just... you know what I can do? This is just experience here. I mean, not that you guys couldn't figure it out too, but how close are we to this building? I'd like to get a footpath. Yeah, it's like right there, that dirt spot. I'd like to leave just enough extra to get a footpath in there. It's probably enough. Now, yeah, you know what? Now that it doesn't matter if I reconnect that one or not. See, what it doesn't like now is that this, it seems to get confused because you have this road coming off, so it's like yelling at you about some other infrastructure's in the way. Well, the infrastructure is actually this. So let's just get rid of that plan. And then, see that? And then we can actually probably do the same thing here just to turn it into one job instead of, that's, you know what, I do want to destroy that. And then we'll destroy this. And then that'll just be one construction job, and then we can connect those up when we're done. It would be a tiny bit less work. I wouldn't have normally messed with that. Now this, we can probably delete this part. But yeah, sometimes it fights you when you have like it connected this way. Sometimes it doesn't. But that was why it was fighting us here. Good. All right, so let's commit to that. And we got a school in. I guess there's no reason. Yeah, I mean this guy should auto find that as well, but why is he not auto finding these things? I don't know. Do that. I know why he's not auto finding the houses, but you might as well start working on. Oops. You might as well start working on these roads, huh? Are we done? Are we done over here with the roads? Yeah, we're done most of the construction of the roads over here. Are we dependent? Yeah, You know what? Let me commit to this railroad. Nobody seemed to object to the idea of tying in like a single line to come in here and get clothing. Not that I thought you guys would, but yeah, see, we don't have a road to this. And this would be supplies in. So yeah, we would be counting on crops coming over and somehow getting into here. No, you won't do that. Let's see, what are we dealing with? Yeah, this bridge. Okay, I could probably go a little bit closer. No. No. There we go. So that's probably about as far away. Come on, you can do this. Yeah, there you go. I knew you could. All right, and then that would get us, it'd be a little bit of a awkward way to go get corn. Yeah, but without a railroad track, it's going to be a long ride to go get some corn. But I guess that's what we're going to do. I'll bring it straight-ish. All right, so you can go work on that. So then that would, I guess what I'm looking at is when we do come in here to start building as far as getting the roads done, we're not going to have this railroad done. So do we have everything is accessible at least one way or the other to roads? Now, we don't have bus stops. If we don't have bus stops, we don't have bus stops. So that's another reason to kind of get the rail built over here. But we'll see. Oh, you know what? We never checked on the rail. So let's make sure this guy, did you? Yeah, let's, okay. He already auto found that one. All right, so what do we? No workers. Yeah, that would have been smart to get workers over here. Yeah, I don't think I want to. I don't think we're going to construct a whole lot over here. We have a whole nother construction office. No, we'll leave the buses alone. We'll go get 2 new buses. How many? Well, we could use up to like 100, right? Or 40. Well, we could use more if we have more. This is 40 for this railway crane. So I'd like to get maybe some more of those. Well, we want a faster bus than that one we built before. Like this one's fine in its size of 90, but it's only 63 kilometers an hour, where these guys are 100, but they only carry 45. Let's click on bus just so we kind of want a faster bus, I think, to go all the way over there, and then we're getting into the small ones. Yeah. I mean, I think these guys being 100, that's a lot faster, even though they only carry 45 passengers. I mean, again, we don't have to do railroads at the fastest breakneck speed ever. And I guess we should try to get workers from this one. It's a little bit closer anyway. And you can just go and drop your people right off in there. And not that you would take students, but go. And then let's zoom back in on this guy and give him the same route as the last one. And let's let that guy get a bit of a head start. Again, they just get into traffic half the time anyway. Here he is. So let's say when that guy's on this bridge, if we can tell which one is which. We shouldn't have too many buses coming over here. You're just filling up with fuel? Yeah, I don't doubt that we're not using more fuel, because we were doing a little bit of a cheaty thing with these guys originally, where they wouldn't have come here and refueled, where they're probably refueling a little bit. Like this guy is empty. You see what I mean? Well, he's not even stopping to refuel anyhow. So, oh, there goes our bus. Okay, let's start this one. All right, so let's go watch our train come out for the first time, or a rail construction crane. There we go. We are making our first railroad tracks. Nice. Very good. And then, how are we doing? I am not ignoring Steve's question. Are we... Oh, look, see, now we go. See, here's where we could be storing some steel. But because I don't ever intend on purchasing it again, I'm not sure that it's a matter of the inflation as much as it is we got people sitting around doing nothing, right? Like, in other words, yeah, we really... Now, the other thing is we did just fire up our other thing. So what that's really telling, let's go get our construction going as much as anything else. So I want to take, and we really probably need to be doing more designing too. Now, is there any... Yeah, I think there's already a bulldozer over here, right? Yes, so we're not going to move that bulldozer. Let's move this construction crew back to get started, except for the bulldozer. And the reason I said that is because I'll get this guy to load up into there. That'll make things a lot faster. Oh, and the crane needs to get it loaded into somebody too. There we go. All right, so let's head all these guys back, minus the bulldozer, over to this. What are you? You're just that bus that I forgot to close. Hey, you know what? It's kind of easier to start from the tail end. No. Come on. Let's close that. I don't want to move the crane. And I loaded on this vehicle. Yeah, there we go. Let's close that one. All right, I think that gets at least one construction crew moved over. And we can start talking about... I'm not sure that it makes too much difference. Oh, you know what? We need a road to that railroad station too, don't we? Well, you can help him with this. Yeah, we'll get him building some buildings. Let's get a... You know, I don't want to interrupt this. I don't want to wait a minute because I think we'll just build like a gravel road from here to here. It'd be better than I think building one all the way across this field here. Is there oil by the old town across the river? Yes. If you mean like here, Steve, to answer your question, if we see like right over there, if that's what you mean by the old town across the river, I'm thinking that's what you meant. Yeah, we could definitely start getting that. That's right. That's another whole big steel using project that we talked about, isn't it? I don't know if that's what you were getting at, but we could just, but the problem is if we did that, and it's not a huge problem, we're going to pollute the heck out of the old town across the river, but I'm okay with that. I'm perfectly okay with that. Just let me know if you guys want to vote, or do we put some oil rigs here and increase our production? Like we could get an oil, did I leave any? Yeah, look, we could actually tie into this one. Can we tie into this one? Nah, this one's full. But see, this one doesn't have all four. Like this is an input. Here, let's go to, just to show you, not that you don't believe me, but see what I mean? That's an input. We could go, I think, all the way across the river, right? Because I think I tested that. Yeah. Yeah, do you want to start designing that? What do you guys think? What was I doing? Oh, moving construction offices. Is there any other thing we need up here, or are we doing okay? Oh, that's right. We can get our trucks. Yeah, stop that. And then you want to go. Yeah, let's add a stop here. Oh, no. There you go. All right, load anything, which is just cement. We do have cement in there, right? Yep, good. That'll cut down on their trip dramatically. Now where? No. Yeah, there you go. Make sure. Yep. Yeah, I think that it doesn't matter. They got such a short trip now. I think they're going in the right direction. And I could have done a weight thing, huh? Yeah, weight and weight. I probably could have just copied that guy's weight and weight. Yeah, stop driving back and forth so much. You're making me dizzy. Yeah, so we do have 2 parking spaces in here. Yeah, that's the pickup. You should be waiting here now. Yep, there you go. Are they both in there? Yep, there they are. Good. That should be plenty of cement moved over. So another thing to do that we haven't been doing is not buying prefabs. And I think we need the same three trucks, right? Because we need to go to this depot and the other depot, and then, oh, you know what? Did we build this road over here? Yes. All right, so before we even do this, let's... Car, you know what? I'm going to pause time when there's no cars on it. There we go. All right, start time back up, and road, cargo station. Really? All right, it's going to be close. Nah, not close enough. I think we need to put this at a little more of an angle. Yeah, well, Steve, we do have power like over in that neighborhood, so we should be, let's try this. Let me get this one thing focused on. Yeah, so that's, I think I need to maybe do, no, come on. It's not quite. Can I do this? No. Let's try that. No. Oops. I know I could do this. I just don't want to do it, do you? How about this? Too sharp a turn. See, I think that's going to be too sharp a turn too. Let's see. It's a little more pointed right at it. Yeah. All right. I'm sort of failing here, aren't I? Can we do like that? I believe we could do this. There's a lot of button clicking, but... Persistence. I knew we could fit it in there somehow. So there we go. I don't know if it was worth all that extra effort. We probably lost a lot of money to me dilly-dallying around with that, but we got it in there. All right, you know what? Why don't you help with that as well? And then this. Same thing with you. Build that road. Build that road. So we can still get our prefab panel trucks going after all that. And like I said, Steve, I definitely saw your chats there, and I will focus on that once we get... Let's take advantage of the businesses that we have going, right? So we are going to go ahead and purchase... Yeah, the other issue is just the money in general. But yeah, and we definitely want to get using some of that steel. And building pipes and oil rigs is definitely a good way to use some of your steel. All right, so let's open up each of these and tell them that you're coming to the prefab panels. And you might as well go there and wait just in case there aren't any, but yeah, I guess I could. Can I just copy? No, I can't copy a schedule unless there's 2 stops. Which is a little slight, very slight bummer. Because these guys aren't going to have the same 2 stops after that. But then, I don't know, whatever. All right, so you, let's just do the closest one first, are going to go to here. There you go. So we'll stop. Yeah, I guess we could stop purchasing bricks and prefabs and just purchase boards. If we start having issues, then we'll know there's issues, I hope. Right? Oops, I closed the wrong truck. Good. This guy's open again. All right, so let's get this guy to go. So this is where we're probably using the most. Go to here. And wait and go. And then... yeah, this guy, well, we can have him just drop off in here and wait. And even if he gets in the way, we'll know he's in the way. And then by then, hopefully, we'll have built our... We'll have built our cargo station for this side. All right, right? Sure. Start. And then we can stop purchasing prefab panels over here. Hopefully that doesn't cause a construction issue. So we're purchasing nothing. Oh, no, we're purchasing boards. Okay. Which is fine. That's what I would expect. Good. And we got bricks over here. Yeah, we should probably... I don't know if it's worth driving bricks all the way up to the border unless we could get a brick train going, which I guess is possible. Look at this bus jam up we got going on here. Would it make a difference if we got a road in to the other side of this? Look at that. Yeah, that's a mess. We got another bus stop over here. Why don't we send our construction... Some of that mess is probably the construction people. Yeah, let's go up here, 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 and here. And then, was that you I just changed? I think you're already going there. This one I might not have changed. Yeah, I didn't change this one. All right, so at least the construction buses won't come into here anymore, and that should help alleviate some of it, anyway. All right, so there we go. All right, yeah, well, we're starting to work on our thing. Now, we have another construction office, but this one is pretty close to a full construction office. Yeah, I don't know what we would need the most of. So we had the power. And by the way, like I didn't even build this line. So, which, goes all the way up past the town already. I could probably, if I can find it again. Oh, there it was. I don't know where it is. I really wish they could make these visible for us. Oh, there it is. There it is. Yeah, somewhere up here I could break in, right? Like maybe more down this way, and we might as well lay out the whole oil field as we would use it up, I would think. Hello, Antonio. How are you? Welcome. This is not the right section. Yeah, this is... Yeah, we could just put them right in on... Yeah, I guess I'd even want to demolish... What is this? That's a road to nowhere? Yeah, I don't see the want for these. Certainly not enough for them to be in my way at this point. We definitely don't need this road. And it's starting to get a little faded by the time we get over there. Now it doesn't really suck up the whole entire area that it's kind of indicating that it would. Yeah, let's see what I mean. Like the red area is what it's actually going to do. So like if we had it like this, oops, a little far that way. I don't know. I don't think we have to max it out that much, but I'm just wondering, do we put one in here, even if it overlaps slightly? And then let's turn the pipe this way for this one. All right, that sort of got a lot of it. Yeah, and then we can get another one. Probably this region's as good as any other. Yeah, I missed a little bit in the middle there, but yeah, so this is all good oil up in this way. Yeah, I wish there was a little clearer indicator sometimes as to what exactly where the thing is going to suck from versus all those extra dots that you kind of have. Yeah, I think just probably one more right here. Again, we might as well sort of just plan it out, in my opinion, because yeah, sort of. Now, you know what? Let's do two more. We'll do one a little further over this way. Yeah, I think we can kind of get one. Right, with all the pipes sort of facing this general direction. And then we'll need the piping. I saw a chat or two come up. Let me look at that. Yes, Antonio, you were right. The bricks factory is definitely a question. And it's... The question is it just worth... Like right now, it's not really costing us anything, right? Like in other words... Yeah, we want this one. It's really not costing us that much in terms of... Yeah, where can we put this? I guess here... Yeah, I don't know that it makes too much difference. Probably even face it like this way, maybe a little bit further away. Like, do we just turn down the number of employees? Like, the building itself doesn't really sit there. Like, the only real cost, in a sense, it doesn't mean you're not losing an opportunity cost, maybe, to export the stuff, but I'm not sure that we're really losing anything in terms of, like, it's not really costing us anything just to sit there other than the few employees. Now, I think I might have just, let's get these roads out here first. Can I get a road in? No. You know what, if I'm going to get rid of, let's get rid of that for a second. Just enough so we can get this road. Yeah, no. Come on. All right, and then this get deleted. Yeah, and that guy can just go there, and this guy, let's do the old-fashioned. A little further. Let's game save. Come on, I know you want to do it. So you know what I'm saying? So I just deleted it. It's not like it's really costing us that much at that point, I guess. It's just the number of workers that are doing nothing is the only real cost to it. Like, other than that, I don't know if there's a massive cost of any sort. Nothing that we wouldn't survive. You know what? This guy can go straight up to there. Huh? Yeah, why don't you... And you do the same thing. Yep. For now, a little delete action right there. Okay, Xavier, good luck with your dinner if you haven't already left. Hello, Radomir. Welcome. It's going pretty well. Yeah, we might as well, let's get this one hooked up so we get a little picture, a little better picture of the piping. Yeah, we just need to miss that road with this one. And then that road can get in this way, so this one can just come right around here. Yeah, this will just sort of take right in there. I don't think there's any, and then this will have to come out. And then, so what do we have? 1, 2. Yeah, so we can do 3 more together if it makes sense. Yeah, here's what I think I'd like to do. Now, where are we going to go across? That might make a bit of a difference. Yeah, we want to really be coming towards this guy. So we're going to be like over here. Yeah, so we would head over this way. So what I think I'll do is join these 3 up. Like this. Yeah, maybe a little further. I don't want to make the pipes too long, but I guess... Yeah, so like this pipe could come around and right in here, which would block that road. But that road could go over there. That could go right to there because this one's already attached. And if we brought... Yeah, I think what I'd like to do... Because these things... I think the other problem we have is no fire protection, right? Yeah, see, I think I'd like to bring this road... Let's bring it up to this one. Yeah, because these things can definitely, I think, catch on fire, I believe. Tell me if I'm wrong there, but... you know what I can do? Yeah, I could go like this, I think. At least they're built for construction purposes now. And then this needs to be attached. Why are you not attaching? Oh, because we got the... Right, and I think I could still... I think that will still work with my pipes. Oh, this will be... No, it made it out of there. No, you know what? This one is going to attach to this one. This one is going to attach to that one, and then these are all going to attach up. To that one. And then yeah, once the, you know, and I think I remember them burning myself, and I do think I remember it destroying all the pipes, and I do think of that as being a pretty big problem. Now, the other thing we have is we really probably need fire protection over here as well, anyhow, right? Because we do have this construction crane going to town over there, and like we really do kind of need to get that worked on. But let me just keep with my head in the clouds over here. We don't have 10 tons of money. What do we got going on there? Is it just that road? Guess what road? You are not going to hinder me. We need a road to here. And what I'm thinking of is, and again, I could just throw down these dirt roads for now. If we get a fire company, we may turn a significant portion of them to, yeah, I kind of don't like the way that's going, but I guess it looks better in some ways. Yeah, I think I want to go like across here and then like reattach into there, and then this guy can attach, and that means this pipe will have to go up in the air for just a minute, but that'll get us. So when it does come to, what I'm thinking of is we get a fire station over here, somewhere that makes sense, a little bit closer to town where we can get workers. Like, because we're not having a big problem getting workers over to this rail construction. I mean, it's not great, but there's no reason I don't think we couldn't do like a bus stop kind of situation. The biggest thing is just making sure that these are close enough to this firehouse. Does that add up for everybody? All right, so let's go up in the air 2 spots, go across the road, and then we can probably just go back down. Yeah, why are you too long? Okay. Oh, we have to have a pumping station, don't we? Okay, well that sort of adds to the whole cost thing. Oops. Now did I? Too long. That means I got to delete the whole thing pretty much. All right, so delete this. Well, I guess the good news is we know right where too long is, right? So we can get the maximum out of too long. All right, like so if we went to about here, it shouldn't be too long. All right, so let's try this. 1, 2, 3. Try to go straight there. Go back down. Let's go down and then over. All right, so yeah, let's make sure we're. Yeah, this is definitely getting to be more complicated with all this pumping, but yeah, we want to come right over towards here. Zoom in so we can see. All right, so too long is just past that pine tree right there. All right, so if we go just past the pine tree. Oops, I thought I built that. We should. You forget like a pipeline? Is that what you mean? Like the real life term? Like that's what we would call it you know, like a, oops, what happened there? Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, you're not liking hill causing. I mean, it does make sense that you would have to have, yeah, let's zoom in now that we're back to too long. Yeah, right around here, right where we're looking in the middle of the screen. I don't want to get too close to those wires. That means we're going to have a whole string of electrical sub things, substations. Yeah, so let's finish this one off. Yep, good. Now, will you go under there? Yeah. Just at a bit of an angle. What is this road? Yeah, I guess we should go over it. I don't want to be. Now the question is, too long. So we need another one. Yeah, we're going to need another one just on the other side of the thing here. Yeah, because it was green before. Yeah, let's just delete this for now. Oops. Right, and then yeah, you're not too long, but where is too long? Now, where are we going to? Right here. So too long would be right around this pine tree or whatever kind of tree that is. But this is kind of a massive endeavor you got me here on, Steve. I didn't expect it to be this much work. I forgot about... There we go, right? And then one more. I have a feeling we're not going to make it. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, we can get over here with it. Yeah, we don't. Let's stay a little bit away from our tracks. I don't know where we'll run into too long, but yep, too long's right there. So we're going to put another one. So it means we got to delete this. Just put it over here because at this point, I think we're kind of home free. We don't have to try to stretch out every inch. All right, and then this. You know, I'm just going to stay up in the air until we get over that road. There you go. Boy, that's a... I mean, I guess that's better than building a refinery and a town and all the people, but that was certainly quite a bit of... yeah. So as far as power for all that goes, I don't think it's a huge deal other than, yeah, I guess we would just cut it off here with the power and then start putting in, like this one would cover these two. We would need to get another substation over here. Yeah, that's the only power coming over. So for these, I would definitely consider not using this power line just in case. Like, would we be better off? Yeah, this guy's not going to cover. Yeah, it's not going to cover that because it might cover the one, but it's not going to cover the other one. I mean, we could just cut into this one and then run a line to a substation here. Yeah, I don't know. Oops. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, might as well have it overlap with a few things. Maybe a little further this way. And then let's... I don't know which kind of wires this is. What is... Yeah, that's the middle ones here. So let's, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to pause it for half a second because I like to. I'm going to delete this. We're going to put this switch in a little further away from our railroad tracks there. Right, we're going to purchase the, yeah, that's the only, well, you know what, let's do it manually. Yeah, purchase that, because we don't have a ton of money to accidentally purchase a bunch of stuff. Come on. Right, let's play time again. Yeah, so now we should be clear there for not interrupting too much. Well, I don't think, well, we would have interrupted our oil a tiny bit. I don't know. Yeah, we're just going to do the little lines because I think we'll be okay. Right, because this is just going to take up these two to make sure these two have power. And then we need to get a road. Yeah, we need to get, that's a railroad. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I think, I don't know, do we have fire coverage this far? Oh, come on. Really? Too steep a descent, right where the railroad tracks are. Which I guess makes some sense, actually. No, don't do that. Really? Okay. Woody near to, wood near, well, there's always wood because you can always just plant the trees, especially now that we have our tree planting tool. So there we go. So we do have fire coverage down to here. Is that a... Yes, so good. Look at that. Oh, that's perfect. We got like that perfect coverage of the river. See, I planned that all the way along. Okay, so now if we want good coverage of this, let's just try to make our screen... Yeah, let's close this. Let's make our screen like the size of fire coverage. Well, that's pretty darn big. Yeah, that's really big. So if we zoomed in a little bit more, like anything in this area would be covered by a fire station in the middle, right? Like this whole width of my screen. So if we come over here, yeah, I mean, the fire station should probably be like a little bit further up over this way, I think. And that's sort of a hill there. And I don't think... Let's just wait till a bus comes back. I just want to see, before we plop this firehouse down, and I do want to put this down to make, because I want to make sure it gets covered by the, or where I think will be covered by the power. But I was hoping to see a bus come to our workers just to see what kind of travel time they had. Not that it's going to be that tight. Well, let's see. Before I even do that, we could go get here and fire station. Yeah, I wish it would tell you the coverage as you're putting this guy down, but I'm thinking we do it like in this ballpark. And then we try to make the road, reasonably speaking, as straight over to the city as we can. I still haven't seen, oh, there's a bus. Yeah, how long have you been traveling to get to this point? An hour. They have 4 hours and they've been traveling, you know, an hour and a half. So we still, no problem with shipping people up here. And what I'm just thinking is, yeah, let's see if we can't level out enough just from like this location. not going to like that, but it will like this a little bit. Yeah. And then we like that a little bit. No. No. But then you might like this now. No, you don't like that because you're... Yeah, you just don't like being that close to the road, do you? There you go. I bet you that'll attach up. Yep. All right, so that would be a little road over to our firehouse. And then that's sort of... Yeah, we're going to have a substation. I don't think we're going to catch all of that stuff. Yeah, we don't need to worry about catching over there. Let's zoom out so we can... Yeah, see, there's no way we're catching the firehouse and this pump all the way over here. So we might as well go... I'm actually going to turn it... you know what? We're going to have to do a little bit more. The road really needs to be on the other side for these pumping stations. And I don't necessarily see a problem with putting the electrical on the same side. Right? I'm not... Well, we just polluted the living hell out of Helsinki here. We'll have to take a look at the pollution before we move people in. So let's take... What I want to do, I think we have to delete one of these pipes, is what I was sort of sitting here thinking. And then, yeah, so we're going to have to come onto the other side over here. But that's fine. And when I say that, it's because... I need to get the road to the firehouse heading this way and where they can get in to protect all of these guys. So there we go. So this guy's going to cover... So this guy's covering those three. So this guy doesn't need to cover... Let's delete this one. I don't need him to cover this one because this one's covered by... there it is. You know what? I need to put the road into this so we can see it. Let's put the road... like by it first. Yeah, and this might as well attach up to here. You can come there, you can come there. Sorry, I'll zoom in so you guys can see better. And then you can come here. See what I mean? Like this road can run right down this side. So putting in... Yeah, there's our substation right here, right? Putting that guy in on this side sort of made some sense as opposed to bringing it, even if it didn't make, because the electrical wire is easy enough to bring over here. And we can even actually break the electrical wire off right here if we wanted to. We'll see. Let's get one thing done at a time. Yeah, you don't like that because you're too close. You know what? You're green, and I'm not sure if I care. Now, the question is... Yeah, I don't think it really matters. Like the fire truck has to get across, but it could get across here, but I don't want them to have to go, like, all the way back up to over here. So where is the firehouse? There's the firehouse. This one's covered from this... here, so we just have to cover these two things, which means if we could pick up a third, but I don't think we will. Right? And so we're not going to get a third one. And I would think, yeah, let's just turn this guy this way. Yeah, you might as well double cover that one. There we go. So now let's put the road in so we don't lose track of it. Yeah, so if we're going to put a road from the firehouse, I think an asphalt road would be good enough. Can we just, no, we got to build a little bit out. All right. And then we'll have you mostly head towards there. We can do a little dirt road here so we don't lose track of this guy. And then we need to get rid of this pipe. Where's the pipe getting rid of? There it is. All right, and then we could build our asphalt or gravel road across here. And we really should talk about gravel roading up a lot of this. It's a little easier just to put down the dirt roads in the meantime. But let's go back to here. Might as well get our pipe back in. 2, 3. Does it cost more to have these up in the air? I don't know. As long as it didn't make that too long, I'm happy. All right, and then all right, so all our roads are actually attached at this point. And then I think, yeah, I mean, it's getting 60 miles per hour out of our fire trucks, at least for certain stretches of this, I think are going to be, you know, kind of well worth it. Right? Like maybe we just get it like around to there and then hope that they can get, because they got to get all the way around back here. But at least if we maybe get them a lot of the way around with gravel roads, that would be right. If we got them around to there, that we'll see. Hopefully nothing burns down, but I think that would help. All right, so now we have power. Well, as soon as we build it, we can't tell anymore. Yeah, so this guy's like right here. So now we have to get power to... Yeah, now we're into our area, so we probably just need 2 power things, I'd bet. Can we get them all? Oh, look, we can get them all. Including that house. Yeah. Yeah, I think that gets them all. Unless I'm missing something, which I don't think I am. Yeah, look, we were missing a road to this one anyway. Now, we could talk about, if we have fire problems, we may end up rebuilding one of these. Because we could, like, bring this road around. All right, well, now we got to hook up all of that electrical. So let's get a switch. Yeah, really, probably like this, maybe. Yeah, we're gonna use the bigger wires, even though, because this is powering quite a few things. All right, so where are we going? Yeah, we're going up to like here. This switch should almost certainly go something like that. And then now we're jumping. Well, let's go like to here. And then, is that it? No, then we'd have to break into here, which really, well, yeah, the extra switch is fine. All right, so you know what, we're just going to cut off the power. We're going to do this live. Boop. Yes. All right, so let's purchase that. We need to commit to all the wires. Unfortunately, you guys won't be able to see them that long, but we want to get our power going back to our rail construction office area there. There we go. So that'll be you know, at least a lot of it done. I think we need a couple more roads for this switch here. Can we just make it a dirt road? And yeah, let's just sort of go. Yeah, I think. Yeah, and then this switch can get hooked up to here. And that one's already done, right? Or no? No. Good. All right, well, that's a big construction project, just building electrical wires. There, what do you guys think? I haven't been reading many comments. I've been super duper focused. Something along those lines. So let me catch my own breath. Is there something on fire, or is there an emergency we're having that I'm just not paying any attention to? Go look, we got a little bit more fuel. We could probably increase the bitumen trucks, huh? Like I said, let me take a half a minute to catch my breath after all that. Yeah, we don't have any. Of course, we don't have any bitumen trucks just sitting around. This guy doesn't have a job, and we can wait till we see one pull into the bitumen export, or we can do this. And then, yeah, that's right. It doesn't matter which one, does it? But I got the right one. Yeah, let's set an extra bitumen truck, because we don't want the fact that there's too much bitumen. There might have. We'll see. Let's see what that does. Like, we really have just the right amount of bitumen, you could argue, right? But we'll see. I don't want the bitumen ever backing up and stopping us from making fuel. So we're doing well. We were at like 200 before. So we've got a really nice balance, which will be a lot harder to duplicate with our trains there. Let me catch up on a bunch of the chats, because I know I missed a bunch of them. So going way back, I know that's been quite a few minutes looking at the chats, but yeah, Radomir, just pipeline. I mean, you may call it like an oil pipeline, or they may give it like certain names, you know, the Texaco pipeline or the whatever. I mean, they come up with fancy names for the pipelines, but yeah, pretty much. I mean, it could be a gas pipeline versus an oil versus a natural gas pipeline, but it's really quite that simple. Yeah, need to think about where to put the fire station, Antonio. I'm hoping that this is a good spot. I think it's going to be close enough. I think it's going to be a little bit far to get out here, but I think that's going to be within the range. And that'll also cover, well, it'll cover a whole town here, but it'll cover our railroad. So let's get these guys. Yeah, they're auto building roads. Well, that's kind of good. You go ahead. I think you'll have everything you need to at least start putting away at that. Now, how is our rail construction? Yeah, they still have jobs. Missing steel. Okay, why are you missing steel? That's a problem. That's just saying you're not getting steel fast enough. And how many, what do we have in here? That's a steel. Yeah, you know what? Why don't we think about this? Well, this guy is taking steel from the steel mill over to Nanodton and then coming here and dropping off the rest. Why don't we just take this guy off the job for now? Is that the only guy that's going to Nanodton, though? Because we could always buy another one. I'm not trying to be that cheap. Yeah, let's go over here and just see who's coming in here. That's our. Okay, that's this guy with it planned. Yeah, we already have a separate steel one. So let's take this guy off of here and just have him go to the steel mill. And then when he gets done at the steel mill loading, he will come over to here and drop off his steel. So let's add that to the end, and then we can delete the two middle ones. All right, delete that. Delete that. Yeah, go to the steel mill first. Yeah, you might as well get a full load at the steel mill. Now he's heading here. Good enough. Not sure exactly how all that worked out so quickly that he got over to the steel mill. I thought he was sitting in that office. Yeah, like I said, I'm not trying to be too cheap, but yeah, look, see how he just takes all 25 tons of that steel in like one shot? That's part of the problem, too. It might have just been bad timing, but it's not going to hurt to get more steel flowing over there. And then shortly here, yeah, we only have this one construction. I guess we can commit to all these pipes, even though I hate the fact that it makes them disappear. Right? I do wish there was some kind of a ghost thing besides when you hover over it, but it's all right. Yeah, I mean, this guy is building the roads, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I think that we can take better advantage. Like, I bet you, yeah, see, he has these flatbed trucks, and if we start assigning, you know, some of these things to him, especially where it's just the dirt roads, and we don't need to build the other. Oh, this doesn't have a road, does it? Okay. Yeah, see, now I can't see. I think it's guy. Yeah, the guy's not going to be able to go this way. He could come from like here. I don't know. It's just a dirt road. I guess there's no cost to it. So, all right, how many does this guy have? Just a couple. Yeah, let's get him. Get him another oil rig and another oil pipe. And he's already doing that one and that. Let's get him to do everything up to. Yeah, so he's going to do these 3 pipelines and let's say these 3 oil rigs. Just, you know, and then we'll get somebody over here. Do we still have, yeah, we still have this construction. What do we have? We got question marks going on over there. Let's ignore that for half a second. All right, we'll get them doing some of these and let's go see. All right, well, you know what? You're doing Rizzo Payne construction. So you're... you know what? I know what happened. This guy went and picked... Well, you know what we can do? I think I'm just going to... Let's build that. He's trying to go this way to get to some... you know what's in the way? Well, that's right. The pipeline's right there. Yeah, so here's what we have to do. This, I've had this happen before. This construction office, because it's on auto search, it tried to pick up roads, but then I went and changed the roads, and it can no longer get to them. Does that make perfect sense? See how it's adding some of the roads? That's an oil rig. I don't want to delete that. Right, so it re-added some of the roads, but it sent those guys out to go get gravel for, like, say, this road, but then I built more roads, and it could no longer get to this construction project because I built these other roads. Yeah, watch out for that. It's a little, you could say it's a little tricky. Yeah, as far as the repopulating Lezicki here, I guess that's how you'd say it, Lezicki. Yeah, let's see how far this pollution extends. And then maybe even to do that, we could put a pollution monitoring station. Not various industries, things that people need. Yeah, let's just see. We just need we don't need any people to be able to work here, so, right? So we'll put a pollution monitoring station in over here, and that should cover a good chunk of this area and the town around it. And then we'll be able to see where we could actually build houses. It might have to be like on this side. This, I would think, like the church and over here would be probably safe from the pollution. We'll just have to see. Yeah, we could also bust into the oil and do chemicals over here, but then, yeah, we'll have to see. That's certainly, for now we can plan on shipping a lot of it back over to here, but definitely getting a chemical plant. Now, the other thing to not forget is we do have more oil, like over here somewhere, either that or over here. So it's not like we're limited. Yeah, over here. See, so there is more oil, and this is not that far from like the village and Nottington's like right over there. So this is, oops, over here. It's not out of the realm of getting to another oil reasonably close by. Just as a thought. So you want to use the pipeline as the border between which and the city of no industry. Yeah, look, yeah, I don't disagree. Let's like because in this case we can kind of create the pollution and then we can, like I said, we'll just monitor it. I didn't read all those chats. I didn't realize they were all about this, but and it's not that many, but you know what I'm saying. Let's get in here and we'll see where the pollution line goes to eventually, and then we can just. That'll be a good way to draw the line in a sense. But I think you're right. Like if we move closer to over by here, and then we can kind of get an idea of, how much of this stuff we can deconstruct. And certainly, we could maybe even talk about a lumber mill up here, or, if we make it a big enough city, we could certainly talk about, having more industry over by the polluted area, like, putting another chemical plant up here, in other words, isn't going to, we could have a passenger train line over to there or something. Right? Sound reasonable? I hope so. Okay, so where else? I mean, that was it. Boy, that was a whirlwind of pipe laying. And there goes, yeah, we're going to be using tons of steel. How are we doing good. We're starting to use our steel up again. As long as we stay steady building, I probably need to think about, assigning these guys. What, do we not build stuff in here? Didn't I tell them to go build stuff in here? Or was that just like a dream I had and somebody... Oh, because you know what? I think I built this road and then I just never assigned anything else, did I? Well, let's build our 2 fabric factories and their connections now that we can. Right? And then the factory coming out, and then that's that one. Yeah, I just got off into dream world and right, good enough as long as they've got stuff to do. And then now that this road's built, I do remember this part. Let's do a gravel road just because we can. Overlaps. Yeah, that's kind of a weird thing there, isn't it? Overlaps and then it doesn't. Now the problem with doing this is that if we did ever decide to do these railroad tracks, it's really... It's not gonna. It's gonna fight with us. But let's just get rid of them. It's just a gravel road, and we don't. I don't know why we wouldn't just bring the trains into here, because we're not gonna have any more than one train that ever came over to here to pick up corn. Like if we wanted to avoid the trucks going back and forth, it's not like this. It's not like this side's gonna get that much busier. We really don't even need 2 tracks thought about here, not unless we wanted to make a loop, which I don't know why we would. So we'll probably end up just building one of those tracks and having a train trying to fill both silos. Would seem fairly reasonable. How are we doing with that? We don't have that much grain here, do we? We got a lot right there. We put another train. Yeah, I think let's put another truck, especially now that we have the KMZ models, which are a little more efficient, carry bigger loads. All right, well, let's open this guy just so I can zap back to him. Let's find, where did he go? There he is. Can I catch him in fast forward mode? Come on, there you go. Okay, so he's going to this one first. Yeah, let's just copy the route. But then I think I'm just going to have him go to that one stop instead of trying to go to two. No. Copy. All right, we're just not even going to have him go. Let's just confirm. This is the one I don't want him to go to this one. So we'll delete this stop. And then we'll say start. Good. So that'll put another train on getting a little bit more corn over towards our bakery. But the fact that we have so much grain is and as soon as we can get some people, we should probably think about getting more buses up to this. The problem is, this is just this bus thing is just not working with just this one bus stop servicing so many people, I think. I think we need to consider more bus stoppage. How are we doing on people? Oh, look at that. We got, do we have plus 21s? No. We just have this house kind of full. Yeah, we got like almost no one in this house. I think they would just relocate when they can, but why not just do some manual relocation? They're all sent to go to work in the same. Yeah, look, that guy's getting pretty full too. Now I see we got a sick person in there. How is our ambulances doing? Okay, I think we have 2 ambulances. Yeah, so I just saw that guy sitting there, that ambulance, but hopefully I don't know if they're overly busy. Yeah, well, I had a burst, Xavier, by the way, of pipe designing. So we have quite a lot. Now, where is this guy getting his steel from, just out of curiosity? He's going to Nanadton, so that means we're probably going to deplete. Nah, we're doing okay with steel over here. Good. And we got rid of those guys with the question mark. Remember that? So that was part of the problem. And now, this is sort of an issue here, isn't it? And in the sense of, is it really worth driving? How much does it cost in fuel? It can cost quite a bit. Not a huge amount, but is it really worth exporting the prefab panels at 130 or 140 that we would sell them for? And then the bricks sell for 83. So it's quite a bit of work to haul all them up there and buy the trucks. And, I start to feel like that's where the trains really come into their own, when you can start using the trains to take those kind of things across the map. We are in the middle of the map here, unfortunately. But it would be money. I definitely think, especially with the prefab panels, and I don't doubt that you would make some money off of the bricks too. It's just they're not huge money makers. When you look at chemicals, 6,000. Even the steel is 1,200, and fabric and alcohol over 1,000, and clothes 6,000. So like if we could just get the clothes going and exporting. So the question would be, do we cut down on the number of people that are going to work here, which would be easy enough to do by getting these buses, you know what I mean? And we could just say, why don't you just load 79% when you get there? And is this the other bus? Yeah, see, like we could just cut down on the number of people, and then there's not so many people sitting around, not really making prefab panels. Same thing. I mean, I don't know that it really bothers my sense of, if we have 29 people coming to the brick factory, we could probably just cut down here a bit send a few other to the concrete and asphalt plant, but that'll send more of them to our gravel processor, as if that's not even really an issue. You know, we could probably decide to cut down on the number of, if we're really that worried about it, right? We're already got this guy cut down to 59%. You know, does it really hurt to have them? I mean, it's not really costing us that much, but it would be good to export that stuff. I'm not disagreeing. Now, how are we doing with the... Why don't we get... Do we want to get another rail crane? That's going to be like a hit to our money. I mean, this guy's almost got these bridges built. Look, he's got that railroad built all the way up to here. Yeah, he's doing quite well on his own. I mean, I don't feel like we need to necessarily spend 200 grand on another crane, but what do you guys think? We're getting pretty close to the end here, so whatever we do will be the wrapping up stuff. Yeah, it's a lot of truck buying, you know, Mike. I mean, again, I'm not trying to be... Yeah, Dennis is saying only with trains. So you guys sound like you're more or less... Lashia. Lashia? Okay. You know what? They should have spelled it like you did. If you want me to say Lashia, like, yeah, because I would, as an American, that's Lezeki or something like that. Lezeki, I guess, is more. I could maybe say Lezesi, but that would be kind of a weirder sounding thing. Lezesi. There's definitely a Z in there for an American, so, and there's no like CZ, like there's no special sound for SCZ. I'm sorry, SZC is not a. It's not a normal grouping of letters. I think that's what makes saying that hard for an American would be. Yeah, SZC is just not a English type grouping of consonants. Well, the biggest prefabs that we're going to use are more going to be on our railroad tracks. You know, that all the railroad tracks use the prefabs. So that will be quite a few, right? I mean, if you look at a stretch of railroad track, 84 tons of prefab panels is, I'm sorry, if that's 48. 84 would be the other way around with the numbers. Yeah, 48 tons, you know, so it's a good amount. I mean, that's not the longest stretch of railroad track you ever saw. So it's, you know, I mean, we'll use quite a few tons of them. It's just we won't have any problem. We'll have extras for the most part, I think. Like our storage will probably stay fuel. The big issue is, you know, we got 36 people right now sitting around doing nothing. I guess it's sort of your level of perfection, I guess you could say. I'm not sure how much that bothers my level of perfection in a sense. I don't think mine's quite so high if we have 4 or... The bricks is probably the bigger issue in some ways because we're not really going to use bricks unless we specifically are building brick buildings. Like the railroad tracks will be an ongoing railroad track project that lasts quite a long time. And same thing with steel, is we're always using that. The prefabs, though, for that reason, we'll use quite a few of them. Maybe I throw some buses out. I'm not sure what you mean, Dennis. What do you mean by throw some buses out? Like, we busted up this. Oh, you know what? No, we are able to get in there, right? Yeah. I was just looking at all these broken roads thinking, can we get... Yeah, no, we're already getting to our construction and we're already starting to build it. Like I said, that'll mostly be... look, we already got all the... Yeah, what are you... You're missing asphalt. Are we not assigned... I might not have assigned... Did I assign everything to this? Yeah, okay. It's just a very long trip. I don't think we're going to build that very quickly because we've got one limited, more or less limited construction crew trying to get all that stuff done. I think it'll just be a while before they can get asphalt and everything else they need over here. Yeah, we could reduce that. I think that would, you're right. That's probably might even be a better way of doing it than, like, I just don't think they'll try to go to work here. Yeah, we'll do like, let's say, would you recommend 10 people on the prefabs, and well, we could probably also talk about the cement being very limited. Let's do 5 on the cement, and let's do 5 on the bricks, as you say. Oh boy, the bricks. Well, let's do 10 on the bricks because they started out at 75. So again, if we have 10 people working there, it's not. We'll see. If we run out of bricks, we can always up it, right? Same thing with the panels. But so there we go. So to me, it seems like that is just, it's certainly a lot cheaper way to regulate it, and it's just sort of like the same thing we did here, where we cut down to a point where we're using up all the oil. Yeah, we still don't have fuel or bitumen backed up. How are we doing? Oh, look, no bitumen. Yeah, but wait, what happened there? Yeah, let's take 2 of these guys off here, because that's, yeah, why are we're doing fine on the fuel, but we're all of a sudden got too many bitumen trucks? Or is it because they're all clumped together? I don't know. Let's take 2 of them off of it. I only put 1 on there, and I messed with it, I feel like, and now it's worse. Like, if they're all bunched up, I would expect that to happen. It could be that there's 4 or 5 of them in a row, and they're all just coming at the same time. Like, so you got to watch out for overreacting. But this is also why it's nice to have, like a little bit of a domestic supply kind of thing, where you're not accidentally exporting all of your bitumen when you're not paying attention. And I'm fine. As long as this is full, I really don't care if that's not. But the problem is, if there's too long a time, that will eventually empty this if we start using more. But the good news is that we're getting our fuel back up there. We could probably talk about putting another fuel truck on here eventually. Problem is now the workers take a joyride. Yeah. The problem with the darn workers and the buses is that so you're saying when you turn them down, they'll just drive out there for no apparent reason. Like, you're not actually reducing. Like, let's just try to catch one of them as they come in here. Like, they should be trying to drop off very few if that's the case. Yeah, and so you're kind of right. They have like 70 workers, and then there you go. Yep, they're turning around, going back. Now, do they get back off at the other place? Yeah, so it's really actually better to just do it with the buses, isn't it? Now, where is he going? Oh, back to this other one. Now, do they get back out? That's be my only other question. Yeah. No, he's picking up more. Well, they're getting in and out, so I guess it's, yeah, we definitely want to limit. Let's take it down to like 30%, which should be, yeah, maybe, 40%. Because at the most we would want him to have, I think that's a 53. It could be a 63. It would be about 30. Yeah, let's do 30%. And then let's go catch the other one. Is this the other one? Yeah, this is the other one. We'll take him down to 29%. Yeah, that makes sense. If they're just driving back and forth, we really don't want them just constantly riding back and forth to these places, do we? Yeah, I know what you're saying, Antonio. I mean, I guess it's a matter of opinion, because don't forget, it cost us fuel and whatnot, and we have to buy the trucks. So if we don't make enough money, like versus just selling the fuel, right? Like if we just sold the fuel, we would make a certain amount of money. If we start using the fuel, then we're not going to sell the fuel. So there's different various costs with selling the bricks. Like, in other words, and here's the other thing, like, would we be better off with more workers going to do construction and having more workers for other things while our population is still, in a sense, a little bit on the low side? So I'm not sure that it's necessarily cut and dry that the best thing to do is not to reduce the workers. Like, in other words, yeah, for your cash, you may get a little more cash, but I'm not sure that you would, because you're going to cut into how much fuel we're selling. And I think we're far better off if we're going to truck something up to the border, trucking up extra fuel that we get 223 per gallon for, right? As opposed to the prefab panels that we would only get, well, I'm sorry, I read the wrong number, 140 versus 200. Now, I know it's not an equivalent 1-to-1, but it's still, we're selling more fuel because we're not exporting the prefab panels. And so the question is, by the time we make the prefab panels and drive them all the way up there, is it really worth the extra effort? And we can decide that over the course of the week, because we're pretty much done with the episode anyway. So definitely we'll consider that over the next week. It's not, and again, I think a lot of these things are, I don't want to say 50-50, but it's sort of all a little bit debatable unless you did a true economic analysis of the bricks, in a sense. Well, the reduction in the number of buses, the problem is then you reduce, like, you don't have a steady flow of people too, right? So, like, you would never want to do that with your power plant, like, because your power plant would not have a steady flow. Like, same thing with your, like, cement and asphalt. You wouldn't want to reduce the number of buses, though you could pull buses off in these areas that have the bigger storage area. As long as you didn't deplete it during the daytime, you would be fine, with less buses. Oh, we are busing them. You mean busing who? Like, we are busing people to the steel mill. I'm not sure what you mean. Is it viable to bus them? I mean, I don't think it's viable. I don't know if they're going to make it all the way from Nanadton to over here. I'd rather just reload. If it's a matter of having too many people over there, I would just as soon move them into the houses over here, and then we are busing them from here to there, to here. Yeah, and Antonio, and part of the reason I'm not doing it right now is because it's after 5 o'clock. So it's sort of, we're sort of done for the day. We can decide to do it at the beginning of next week. And again, the question is still valid. It's you may get more money, but you may find that it's really not worth all the extra effort. Are we better off having the people, right? Like, could we make more money if I just brought more people over to here? Like, why don't we move all those extra people out, for example, into the village and start really ramping up our clothing, and then we can sell clothing for $6,000, right? Like, would we rather sell prefab panels for 150, or clothing for 6,000? Like, I would rather have those extra people over here working to get my clothing going. As a way of over-analyzing it, maybe you could argue. So in other words, it's not, that's why I'm just saying, it's not as cut and dry, especially when you have limited population. Like, we really do have a limited, I'd have no problems yanking some people out of this town if we felt we had too many. And we do seem to be doing well with people over here. Like, I do think we could move more people, because I think we need more over over here. But again, I don't want to do too much. Matter of fact, I'm even going to pause it now since it's pretty much the end of it. And we can come back to it and decide, give it a little more thought over the course of the week. And again, I'm not saying you're wrong, right? Like, it's just not clear to me what we should do with the people to make the most money. Yeah. But we don't have enough population right this second. It's like, especially considering I'm going to need, a bunch more people for our clothing factory, and we want to get more people up to here to this livestock farm, and we don't have these going yet, and we don't have this is only getting 18 out of 170 people. How are we doing with food? Are we importing much of it last month? Out of curiosity. Yeah, see, look, we're still importing food because we don't have enough people, or we didn't have enough crops, one of the two. Are we getting more we got crops now, so we'll have to see if it was people in the problem here, but we don't have enough people over here. So we should probably really consider moving the extra people out, I think, over into here, because we start building these houses. Because I would far rather get more than 136 people making steel and start exporting that steel if we really, really wanted to. Yeah, do you guys, anytime you guys want, really anytime, but certainly as these, I will, it's not a big deal for, I think I have my Dropbox thing. Sometimes it gets full. These files are a little bit big, but I can always delete an old game save if the Dropbox thing is full, and I can leave a link on the video. Would you guys like me to do it? And then you can test whatever you like to your heart's content. I have no problems with sharing the map at that point. See you, Red Fox. Thanks for being here. I definitely appreciate it. And I'm going to wrap it up pretty shortly here. And you're right, Antonio. In the long run, we could move people over here, move them back too, by the way. So we'll see. Like I said, I'm not going to do anything more this week. I think we'll we're frozen it here. Like, I'll even save it. So whoever does get the game save, if do you guys want me to do that? If you're going to do something with it, then I'll do it. If you're not going to use it, there's no point in me. Oops. LS after 17. There we go. So just let me know before we leave if you think you'd do something. Thanks, Antonio. And I definitely appreciate the advice, and we will consider it at the beginning of next week, assuming we all remember. How's that sound? All right, guys. Well, I definitely appreciate you watching. If you have any questions, let me know. And I will get back to you as soon as I can. And if there's, again, I will notice if you leave comments on this video, I can definitely get them just like any other video. So feel free to do that. And otherwise, I appreciate you guys watching again this weekend. And let me know if you have any suggestions. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.